Hi guys, my name is Sarah and I live in the south of Chicago area and I grew up here. I've always lived in this area. Um, I came on because I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I have a wonderful husband. I've been married for 15 years and we have 4 children together. And I have a deaf education degree from Northern Illinois University and also a master's degree in reading education from Olivet University. And the reason why I'm signing is because I have a hearing loss myself. It is very severe to profound. I wear hearing aids in both ears, but if I were to take them off, I would be completely deaf. And so I've known sign language since I was little. Like when I was 2, I learned, and I've always known since when I was growing up. And I think it's really important for this message to be accessible to all of my deaf and hard of hearing friends out there too. So I always sign in my videos. Um, well, why am I here? Why am I making this video today? It's because I feel like I have a purpose. I have a goal for sharing my story and what I've learned about how to take care of myself and my family in the last 18 months. It's been an incredible journey of learning and just enlightenment. And it started 18 months ago with, well, first of all, I have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease, and I was diagnosed with it when I was in 7th grade, so I was like 12 years old when I was diagnosed, and I was put on medication. So I took synthyroid for most of my life, like 25 years. I was on that medication, and even with the medication and adjusting it to make it right for the blood work results to be normal, I never felt like good. I was always like, just had like, I struggled with mood and I struggled with energy. I was tired, crabby. I couldn't lose weight. I felt like I was eating right, but I was still not losing weight. And I just struggled with digestion issues and more. And it was just, I felt okay, like my good days where I felt okay, I never felt great. So anyway, last spring I started having joint pain like everywhere, like in my wrist especially, and I was like, oh, it's not going away. I tried to breathe and it wouldn't go away, and I was like, no, chronic, joint pain. I don't think that this it's something that I can accept at 37 years old. No, like arthritis, no. I was not going to accept that. So I started doing research to see if there was anything that I could do to help my body. And I found in some Hashimoto's support groups on Facebook that 2 things that they suggest you eliminate from your diet is gluten and dairy. Okay, so I started with gluten. Started looking into like how to swap out some different foods and get like a gluten-free version of bread or pasta or whatever. And I decided to try that. I thought, okay, I'll try that for a couple weeks or whatever and see what happens. While just cutting out the gluten from my diet, my joint pain was gone in a week. 1 week, it was 100% gone. So I knew I was on the right track and that it had something to do with how I eat in my diet. So I started researching more. Oh, and I had lost a few pounds too in that 1 week. So that made me want to learn more and figure out what else I could do to support my health. And I started to see a chiropractor that's local in the area. Maximize Living locations are all over the U.S. and I go to my local Maximize Living chiropractor. They have a focus not only on the body and the spine and how it works, but also on nutrition and whole body wellness by reducing toxins in your food and your environment. So it's a really comprehensive approach to health and wellness. Anyway, so I started seeing them and I learned about how the spine plays a role and your nervous system needs to be stimulated and encouraged to be able to function at its best, to communicate with your organs and your body, and so on and so on. But anyway, they also introduced me to the idea of the leaky gut. So maybe some of you have heard of a leaky gut. That's where you literally have like tiny, tiny, tiny little holes in your intestine, and how that can create inflammation in the body. And anyway, they explained to me how to do a leaky gut healing protocol. So it involved changing a lot of the things that I was eating. Like I had to go organic, free-range eggs, high-quality meat with no antibiotics used in it, you know, organic if you could, nitrate-free, chemical-free, everything. And it had to be like a lot of plants, a lot of healthy fat. So avocado, olive oil, coconut oil, coconut milk, nut milk, raw nut, you know, all the healthy plant fat. And so after 30 days of that, along with some supplements, I had lost an additional 20 pounds, and my energy was way up, and my passion and my zest for everyday living went up. My moods were great, and I just noticed how much better I was feeling, and I knew that this was right, that this was the way that I'm supposed to eat. So I went from being a carb burner to a fat burner. Humans are supposed to be fat burners. Our brains are mostly fat, and our cells and neurons and everything, they're all coated in fat to communicate and work effectively. So you need fat in your diet, but it has to be healthy fat. You don't want the kind of fat that you find in the cookies in the store and the package. It has to be the good, healthy plant fat. And you don't count calories when you're eating right. You can eat as much as you want. If you're hungry and you're eating the right thing, your body will accept it, use it for fuel, and you will not store it. I lost 60 pounds altogether. 60 pounds. I'm going to show you my before picture, okay? Alright, that's what I look like before. I still can't believe it. Let me turn this around, okay. So, let me see, I just want to make sure I don't miss any information that I wanted to share. So, a lot more energy and passion for life, and my blood sugar, I don't have like those crashes where you crave different, you know, junk foods. I used to, but not anymore. Once in a while, I'll still crave food, but I go for like the dark chocolate, you know, and I go for treats that are gluten-free, and once in a while I'll get like coconut milk. We'll make our own banana ice cream, and you get around it. You can still have your treats, and I still make brownies. I still have frosting that I make with coconut milk, and it's just amazing. You know, you change what ingredients are in your food, and you can still have all that yummy stuff. You know, low sugar. There's too much sugar in our diet. I didn't realize how much sugar I was consuming before when I thought I was eating healthy. Because grain, it doesn't matter if it's like a whole grain, it still turns to sugar in your body. So if you're eating like the ice cream, and then you've got your bread for your sandwich, and then you've got the cereal for breakfast, you're eating a lot of things that convert into sugar in your body. So we really need to cut that. Our bodies are not designed for that. Okay, so after I finished the leaky gut protocol, I continued to eat gluten-free, dairy-free all the time. And Mom! Hold on a second. Okay, so after the leaky gut protocol was finished, I realized when I had added grains back to my diet, although they were still gluten-free and dairy, well, grains aren't, okay, anyway, they were gluten-free, and I realized that if I ate too many of them, like over a few days, I would start to feel kind of foggy and a little bit run down, and just realize that grains are not something that my body can tolerate very well. So I just reduced it to like maybe one serving a day, maybe none. So I'll just kind of plan for that, and I'll decide ahead of time, okay, am I going to have my rice at dinner? Are we going to go out for, Chinese food? Or then the next day, I know I'm going to make a family breakfast, so I'll reserve my grain for the day for French toast or whatever, but it's gluten-free, so always gluten-free. For anyone with autoimmune disease, should be gluten-free. Anyway, sometimes I'll miss like getting just like a regular pizza, but I remember how I felt 18 months ago, and it's not worth it. It really isn't. I know that in the end how I'm gonna feel, and that keeps me going, and I know that I can swap out. If I want pizza, I get around it by swapping it out. Like I can make a crust out of cauliflower, and you really just have to add a lot of healthy fat and spices and herbs to really amp up the flavor. Or I'll just make something else that kind of satisfies that craving for the pizza. I don't feel deprived or hungry. I eat a lot of plants. Incorporate as much as you can in your diet. Your body will thank you for that. High quality protein and healthy fat. I think I already mentioned that my diet is about 70% fat if I had to estimate, like calorie wise, but you don't need to count calories if you're eating right. Good food can be made quickly. I do it all the time. I'm always posting meal ideas on Instagram as Eating Well with Autoimmune. It's my name on Instagram, and I'm creating a new blog. It was on Weebly. It's still up. You can still look at part of it, but some of it's not accessible. So I'm starting a new one. So I'll keep you informed here on this channel or a video, wherever you see this information. I'll keep you informed as to where the new blog will be, and just eat less meat, shop. Smart at different stores, save up on the deals and breathe things, and don't eat out. It's really expensive to eat out, even if you're not eating the high quality food, and you'll find yourself spending less on healthcare if you spend a little bit more on your grocery bill. And I'm also a Christian, and I just feel like God has compelled me to share my story with you and my experience, because I felt like a light bulb went off in my head like 6 months ago, and I realized that our bodies are our godly temples. And I know that sounds crazy, but He gave us everything we need to be healthy. If we stay with what He provided and not mess with it with man-made chemicals and GMOs and just highly processed food that's dead, it's not even alive anymore. If we avoid that most of the time and focus on real food, living food, then your body will thank you for that, and you'll feel better emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It all works together. The thicker we get is probably because of the toxins in our food and our environment, and we need to reduce it and go back to the basics. It's very simple, but very hard to do. We just have to keep focusing on that goal and not strive for perfection, but just to improve a little bit at a time, okay? Improvement, go in the right direction instead of the wrong direction. God gave us everything we need to be healthy. Well, just stay tuned for my new blog. Find me on Instagram as Eating Well with Autoimmune Disease. Or actually, I don't think it's disease, it's at the end. It's too long of a name for that. But thank you for watching, and I hope that I've inspired you to start making some changes in your lifestyle and become healthier. Bye!